Welcome, beautiful souls. Today, we're diving into one of the most important aspects of awakening intuition: how to recognize, navigate, and detach from negative energies. When we open our intuitive abilities, our sensitivity expands, and so does our awareness of things we may not have noticed before. Attachments, entities, thought loops, and even telepathic connections that drain us. Now, I'm not fond of discussing this as it sounds so fear-based to me, but it truly isn't about fear. It's about empowerment, clarity, and learning how to stand in your divine, neutral sovereignty no matter what arises. Welcome to your multidimensional journey. I am Tracy Canberra, and quite a few of my soul coaching clients lately are experiencing a spiritual awakening, and with the new intuitive abilities may come a need to control psychic overload. When your intuition first awakens, it can be subtle, or for many in these intense up-leveling frequencies, it can feel like a floodgate opening. Suddenly, you notice energies around people, or notice all the emotions in a room, and sometimes even voices or impressions that don't feel like yours. Now, this is somewhat normal as it is part of your energy system tuning into the subtle frequencies of higher dimensions. But here's the key: not everything you sense belongs to you. That sadness that you suddenly feel might be your neighbor or a friend, or even a collective wave of emotion moving through the field of humanity. This is why discernment is crucial. Intuition isn't just about receiving. It's also learning what to do with the information you're receiving. Now, the biggest topic, and one that so many of my clients have been reaching out about, is entities and attachments. These are simply energies that have hooked into your field. Sometimes it's an old thought form, sometimes it's an emotion from childhood, and sometimes it is an external energy looking for a place to feed. So yes, they can be alien or human, but when you're open or you're attached to a relationship with another, then you pave the way for others to feed off your energy and abilities. Now, how do you know if you have any attachments coming into you? Well, they can show up as sudden mood shifts, compulsive thoughts, addictions, or feeling drained really strongly for no reason. And if you're opening your psychic abilities, you may even sense them or see them as you are interacting with them. Here's the thing to remember: you are sovereign. Nothing can attach to you unless there's an opening or resonance. Remember, resonance is matching the frequency. So, for instance, if you're desperate because you feel you're losing your relationship and you're very attached to the other person, that resonance of desperation is opening you up to lower frequency beings of desperation. So remember, you are sovereign, and the moment you claim your energy field, their energy has no power. So detachment starts with awareness. This is not mine. I'm always asking when I'm picking up feelings or thoughts, is this mine? And if the answer is yes, then how do I shift from that thought or feeling? And if the answer is no, then whose is it? And I graciously send it back to them and I get it out of my field. So ask, is this mine? Then you can shift into observer mode. You can call in the light, your guides, or even breathe into your heart and say, I release all energies and connections that are not mine. That one is simple, powerful, and effective. Now, I opened spontaneously over 20 years ago, and back then the energies were far more dense, much lower frequency than now. Luckily, I could sense other beings' frequencies and collectives. So when a being wanted to connect with me, I would say, and I've said this in another podcast episode recently, I would say, I am a being of unconditional love and divine light. And I only connect in with other beings of unconditional love and divine light. So if you're not that, can't touch this. Yeah, do a little MC Hammer. Can't touch this. I absolutely would not let them in. And they knew it. So they haven't tried in years. And while occasionally I will have someone, we'll say, knock at the door of my light body, my energy field, now I stand back, I assess them, whether it's someone I know or not, whether it is a collective I've spoken with or not. If they knock at the door, I decide if I let them in. And that is really important because when so many of us are awakening our intuition, we get really excited when someone knocks on the door to our energy field. We're like, wow, I can sense them. I can talk to them. So you rip open the door before you assess who or what they are. That's why I rely on energy signatures. Because any old being can say they're Archangel Michael, but I know what Michael feels like. I know his energy signature. So you don't just open the door because someone's knocking on it. On another note, if you've been trying to disconnect and you feel it's not working, look inward. What are you allowing and why? Remember, it starts with you. You must close your circle of energy and not let any being or frequency or entity in that you don't feel is divine. I know some of you would rather seek out others that can banish entities or attachments, and I know a guy who does that. So you can email me if you want his contact info, but having someone else banish it doesn't solve the root of the problem, your openness or resonance. That's why we work on that in my Sacred Boundaries Intensive coming up in September, and I'll talk more about that later. Next, we'll move to telepathy disconnect and energy entanglement. As your intuition strengthens, you may also notice telepathic connections with people. Maybe you think of someone and instantly feel their energy. Or maybe an ex suddenly pops up in your mind over and over again. This is energetic entanglement. Now, telepathy isn't always conscious. Sometimes people unconsciously plug into your field or you plug into theirs. While I keep my telepathy waves locked down, if someone speaks loudly or emotionally in their head and I'm nearby, I'll hear it. I was taking my BFF on a hike when I lived in Sedona, and there was this group of girls in front of us. And one yelled, "I'm scared of heights. I don't think I can do this." So I turned around and looked at her and said, "This is a single track trail along the side of a mountain. So if you're scared of heights, this is not the trail for you." She just stared at me for a few seconds and said, I didn't say that out loud. So I just smiled and said, "Welcome to Sedona." I mean, it happens. The telepathic connection and energy entanglement can come from others to you, or you, due to your desires, may be connecting to others. That means you're allowing them in your field, even if they didn't initiate the energetic connection. They didn't initiate the telepathy, but you're like, "Come on in because I want to be connected to you. I want to be close to you." So telepathic connection and energy entanglement can come from others to you or from you due to your desires and your attachments. You may be connecting to others and opening that door, even if they weren't on the other side of it asking to come in. So remind yourself, if the energy connection feels intrusive, you don't have to accept it. Again, you are sovereign. Imagine unplugging cords or put yourself in a snow globe, a glass sphere where you can see out, but they can't get into you. I have the snow globe method on my YouTube channel, so I'll leave the link below. Now, you can also state out loud, "I disconnect all cords and attachments and telepathic links that do not serve my highest good." And then redirect your energy into your body. Wiggle your toes, breathe deeply, raise your arms up to the sun. Just feel present in your body and free. Next, We have detachment and returning to neutral. Detachment doesn't mean disconnecting from love or compassion. It means coming back into neutral awareness. It's the place where you observe without judgment, without getting pulled into someone else's story, or fueling your own story of you and another person, an event, a relationship. Remember, if you release your attachment to another person or to how things should be, then you close the energy pipeline between you and them, thus cutting off any siphoning. When you're neutral, when you've released your attachments, you can see energies much more clearly. Then you're not afraid of them, you're not consumed by them, and you're not running from them. You clear your field and you keep it clear. Then your intuition becomes even sharper, cleaner, and far more reliable. Now, I've gone over some of the practices to keep yourself clear, and there are tons more. You find what works best for you. The strongest method of clearing and detaching is using affirmations based on your intentions. Spoken word is incredibly powerful. Declaring sovereignty. I am light. I am whole. I release all that is not mine. That is powerful. Or from my chakra clearing and balancing meditation that's available on my website, you can say, I lovingly give back all that is not mine, and I lovingly take back all that is mine. And you say this while moving your hands away from you and then scooping them back to your heart. I go over many more processes in my intensive Sacred Boundaries. It's a 4-week course with live 90-minute group calls where you get your intuition questions answered. And there's several modules with practices and meditations and much deeper information on mastering your multidimensional self. If you're ready to master your awakening intuition and protect your energy, then sign up for the waitlist below because this intensive starts in September. And for those of you that are still wanting to open your intuition, that intensive is coming in October. Awakening your intuition is a beautiful gift, but it comes with responsibility. Awareness, discernment, and sovereignty are your anchors. Entities, attachments, and telepathic cords don't have to control you. You have the power to release them all and return to your own sovereign light. The more you practice neutrality, the easier it gets. Your intuition sharpens, your sacred boundaries strengthen, and you move through life as this empowered, radiant light being that you truly are. Now, if you would prefer to work one-on-one to release these attachments rather than joining the intensive, you can book a soul coaching session. The link is down below. And if you have other processes and methods that you use to disconnect others' energies from your field, list them down below in the YouTube comments. Help out the rest of our community. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's take a deep breath and remember, we are always safe, sovereign, and deeply loved.